Hey guys, my name is Kevin. This is The War Against Narcissism, and in today's video I want to talk about a video that I saw on YouTube from a page. Basically it's Abba and Preach. I'm a fan of Abba and Preach. I'm actually from the same city as Abba and Preach, so I'm a huge fan of them, and I was really glad to see them blow up, to see them have such a huge platform. And then the video that I saw on their page, they were basically talking about the situation between Brittany Renner, who is an Instagram model, I believe, or a model, and PJ Washington, who's an NBA player. And in the situation, PJ Washington started dating Brittany Renner when he was 18, she was 26, and basically he was saying that she faked the whole relationship in order to trap him and get pregnant by him and basically get his money. And PJ Washington now has to pay her $200,000 a month in alimony payments and child support payments, things of that nature. And of course, that is, it seems a bit unfair. It seems a bit excessive. But what is noteworthy is that Abba and Preach were basically saying that PJ Washington got trapped. Brittany Renner trapped PJ Washington, and he deserves it. It's his fault, right? Which is what they were saying. And I think it's important to understand that what Abba and Preach are basically doing is called victim blaming. Now, Abba and Preach sort of agreed that it was victim blaming, but they don't see the wrong in victim blaming. And of course, my place is not to judge Abba and Preach. I don't know what their intentions are. What they say their intentions are is basically they're trying to make sure this doesn't happen to other people. They're basically saying if we have to victim blame in order to raise awareness, in order to make sure that people don't fall for this kind of stuff, then it is what we have to do. And I think that if the goal is truly to help and raise awareness, victim blaming is not the way to do it. So first things first, I think that when it comes to victim blaming, what it does is it does not raise awareness. It makes victims go quiet. Because what Abba and Preach were doing wasn't just victim blaming, they were also shaming the victim, PJ Washington, making fun of him, right? And if this habit of victim blaming continues, people that are in situations where they are being abused, whether financially, emotionally, physically, verbally, whatever it might be, these people will be motivated to be quiet, because when they speak up, they will be re-traumatized by the invalidation that is victim blaming. Now, the situation I like to compare it to, which of course it's not the same, but it is comparable, we're talking about aggressor and victim, is if a woman is walking down a sketchy neighborhood at 2 a.m. in the morning to catch a bus to go to work, and she gets attacked, she gets raped, she gets mugged, she is not to blame for her rape. Now, does she have some accountability to take in a situation? Sure, absolutely. So does PJ Washington, by the way. He has accountability to take in that situation. But to say that it's her fault or that it's his fault is preposterous. It's ridiculous. The cause of being raped or being attacked or being abused financially or being scammed, right, is the scammer, the abuser, the rapist. That is the cause. Now, do they have accountability to take in a situation? Like I said, yes, they do. But to blame them and then to say that it's their fault, and then not only to do that, but then to shame them is wrong. It's all wrong. It's not helping anyone except the aggressor, because shaming victims will make victims go quiet, and a quiet victim is a perfect victim. All right. So I just really wanted to speak on that, because I think it's important, because when Abba was speaking on his motivations for making this video, for speaking on that subject, he was making it clear that his goal is to make sure that it doesn't happen again, that victims open their eyes, that people open their eyes and don't let this happen again. And in the case of PJ Washington, I think he definitely has accountability, because Brittany Renner has made videos where she was saying that she does not respect athletes, that they're stupid, that it's easy to take advantage of them, it's easy to trap them, which is exactly what she did apparently. And he does have accountability for that. But when you're in a situation where you're dealing with a person and there is cognitive dissonance between what you're seeing and what you've seen, or what they're saying and what they're doing. It can be complicated. We're talking about an 18-year-old kid. I mean, I don't know about you. I'm 34. Sorry, I'm 34. At 18, I was a moron. I knew nothing, and I thought I knew everything. But at 34, I'm old enough to know that I don't know a lot, right? So with that being said, I think it's important, victim blaming in this situation, especially in the situation of an 18-year-old kid, is just not helpful. If your goal is really to help, that's not helping. That's helping the aggressor. It's not helping the victim. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about is victim blaming itself and why people do it. So it is suggested that the victim blaming is basically a defense mechanism, something that people do in order to feel safe, right? Because if they can put the blame on the victim and not the aggressor, then it'll give them the idea that such a uncontrollable or traumatic event can't happen to them. And it makes sense to me. It definitely makes sense to me. However, I have to say it again, it's not the case. The aggression is always the fault of the aggressor. Does the victim have accountability to take in the situation? Absolutely. But we have to handle victims with care. We have to handle victims with compassion, with empathy, and not with blame and shame. That's not going to help anyone. So with that being said, I hope I helped clear some, clear the issue for anyone that was watching, or anyone that was wondering, or that had questions, right? If you have any comments or anything you want to mention, please leave it in the comment section below. Please like, follow, subscribe, and please share with your friends and community in order to raise narcissistic abuse awareness. This is the war against narcissism, guys. Salute.